That's the romantic. Valentine's Day is for women, really, isn't it? It's not really for blokes. Ladies, you get the flowers, dinner bought for you. You can even watch a film at home. It's always one of your films, Marley and Me or some shit like that. Never happens in reverse, does it? You've never been in an office where a bloke's been delivered a bouquet of Jaffa cakes and a promise that you can watch Return of the Jedi when he gets home. Right, it's time for my first act of the night. You ready? Yes. He's an award-winning comedian and author. He's currently on tour. He once performed a comedy show that lasted 36 hours, so strap yourselves in, folks. He's an absolutely brilliant act. You're going to love him. Please welcome Mark Watson!
Trying to make it seem like trying to do a big entrance it's not really natural for me. I tend to look very nervous and it makes people worried. I'm not normally played on by McFly, actually. I think long-term that would be a good thing for me in my career. You've got to have so much nerve to be like a band, because it's the sort of thing that people think they can do as well. People always go, oh, I could be a rock, I can sing or whatever, even though it's the same with everything. I think in this country, we tend to look at people who are successful and go, I could do that. Like Andy Murray. Andy Murray's bloody amazing at tennis because he lost a final the other week of this tournament and everyone's going, oh, he's a failure. But he's still he's the 5th best tennis player in the world. Right, that's just the men's rankings, so obviously factor in the women as well. He's the 5th best tennis player in the world. Right, that's not a misogynistic joke, it's just a joke about the poor quality of women's tennis at the moment. I've got a lot of respect for women. Well, I own one, but, you know, we'll establish that. I kind of always felt deep down that I wanted to be a rock star or just someone important. We all want to sort of make something of our lives, you know. My granddad used to sometimes give me a pep talk. Probably you've had this. My granddad used to say to me, Mark, you might not be the cleverest kid in school, you might not get the best grades, you might not be the fastest runner or the best rugby player or have the fastest car, you might not get the prettiest wife, you might not get the best job, you might not have the most successful life. Anyway, good luck. I've never forgotten those inspirational words, you know. And a lot of people imagine that because I'm a comedian, it's like being a rock star. People go, oh, you're on tour, you're on the road, that must be glamorous. And the thing is, if you're like McFly or something, probably is quite... Because they're a gang, there's 4 or 5 of you, you're a band, you can do what musicians call crazy shit, which is, you know, a technical term for, like, you know... But if you're on your own, there's a real limit to the craziness of any shit that can go down. For example, we've heard about throwing TVs out of the window. I mean, I could do that, but no one would know. I'm the only person... I'd have to ring down to reception and say, I'm about to be very rock and roll here. Or, again, this famous rock and roll story, Led Zeppelin supposedly once wrote the name of Led Zeppelin in poo on the walls of their hotel, right? Which, that's probably hilarious if there's 5 of you, right? But again, if you're the only occupant of the room, that gets old pretty quickly, really. If I did that, there'd be 20 seconds, it would be funny, and then I'd be thinking, right, well, better sponge that down before I go to bed, I suppose. Don't even know where I wrote Led Zeppelin up there, to be honest. And there's a lot of things about the whole world of rock and roll that I think... rock, mostly. You don't hear as much about roll these days. I think, you know, there's a lot of things about it that we could all adopt, really. Like, I like the convention of, like, you know, just cheering people and whooping and all that. I think we should all be a bit more like that. Like with booing, you know. If you go and see a show and you're not enjoying it, you can just boo, or a panto or a football match. But we don't boo each other much, just in everyday life. And I think that's a shame. It's a waste of an opportunity, really. I think you should be able to do that. If you hold a door open for someone and they don't say thank you, you should just go, boo! They'll definitely mend their ways after that. Or even if not, you'll scare the shit out of them, I guarantee it. I think the one thing I'd like, if I ever did get to be like a proper rock star, would be you just got a bit more dignity. You just get treated a bit better, you know. Like having a tour vehicle. I'd love that. I'm always getting home from gigs and I've got to get a cab, which in London can be very, very hard. I was at King's Cross Station, right, trying to get a cab, 2 in the morning, but still, King's Cross, very well known. You'll have heard of it. Person on the other end of the line claimed not to have heard of it. So King's Cross, I need the cab from King's Cross Station. She's like, no, I need the postcode. I said, well, I don't have the postcode, but it's King's Cross Station. You'll see it, it's got trains going in and out of it. She said, why do you not know the postcode? Like, because I didn't post myself here. Funnily enough, I used a train. Right, and this went on for a bit. And she said, well, we need more details. We can't send a taxi. He won't be able to find you. What do you mean details? It's King's Cross Station. How specific a location do I have to be in? Can I have a taxi from Big Ben, please? I'm dangling by my cock from the tower. I won't be able to find you there, I don't think. So I learned from this. More recently, I was in this situation again, and I rang up again. And it's like, could I taxi King's Cross Station? Again, this is probably the same woman. She said, oh, I need more details than that. I said, very well. King's Cross Station was built in 1987. It wasn't really that. It was 1832, in fact. It cost £125,000 to build. So on. I was on Wikipedia. Its full postcode is N19APX. Now, can I please have a bloody taxi? They sent one very quickly that time. I wasn't there, of course. I was at home. But even so, there you go. You can always get revenge. Thank you very much. My name's Mark Watson. See you later.
Mark Watson, everybody. Fantastic. Coming up, we've got comedy from Russell Kane and a surprise musical treat. So you don't want to miss that. See you in a bit.